Welcome back to the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast. It is the final week of Crockett Cup 2026 that aired this past Saturday. I've called the show If Looks Could Kill. We'll get into the reasons why I've said put that in a minute. But first things first, from the hammock in the garden to the sofa in the house, it is the wonderful Miss Fiona Loughran. Evening, Fee.
Hello. I'm really sorry, but for those of you not in the UK right now, the weather is absolutely friggin' incredible. So we are all making the most of it.
Yeah, we get very rare days or like this of sun. We've had 30 odd degrees for the last couple of days, and Fiona has certainly made the most of it in the garden, in the hammock.
Absolutely. Straight home from work, bikini on, straight out. Boom.
There you go, everybody. That is what's been happening. But look, Vic, quite a bit has happened, and forgive, and I'm going to have to hopefully that he will forgive us, because one of the things that we forgot to talk about, and I can't remember if you were away at this time, or maybe I did mention it on one of the shows, but I hadn't had anyone to discuss it with. Hayden Backland has now officially signed with the NWA. We had him on a little while ago. You can check that down in the playlists. Very exciting to see what he can do in the NWA.
Yeah, I'm really pleased to see this. I like seeing a little refresh of the roster. I like seeing people get their shot. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the table. I think I'd said to you at the time, he seemed like a guy who knows what he wants. He's got his head screwed on. Has got a really good mind for the business from what I can see. So this is exciting. He's going to be a really, really good addition to the roster.
Yeah, he will be. It'll be exciting to see what's next for him. Not sure if he's at hard times. We'll get into hard times after we get through power. We'll get power done first, and we'll go
I
through.
thought I saw a post somewhere that said he would be there.
He might be in. He might have been announced for it. His match hasn't been announced, perhaps, but it'll be hard time six. We'll get into that in a bit. But power. Well, I'm going to have to get my voice ready for this. But the first match on power was Daisy Kill.
Good job.
Thank you. And Eric Smalls in a Kiss My Boots match. I haven't seen that since Bret Hart and Jerry the King Lawler.
It's been a while, eh? It's been a while. And this match had a 20-minute time limit. So I was like, okay, this is interesting.
I thought to myself, it's never going to go 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm not being funny. I also didn't think it was going to go as quickly as it did either.
Considering there was only three matches on the card on Power, you wouldn't have thought this match would have gone as quick as it did. And obviously, forgot to mention Pope on commentary for this with the
Alongside,
legendary, yeah,
yeah,
with the
alongside
legendary,
you and Tim.
yeah, with Tim and Joe Garlic. But yeah, this was a quite a quick one, really, for all
This caught me off guard.
very off
And
guard.
it started out the way I thought it would. Big boot
Yeah,
to Smalls, take him down, take him off his feet. But then Smalls comes out, breaks out this massive leg drop,
yeah,
and then a bulldog.
yeah. A massive leg drop from Smalls is
I
quite.
mean, yeah, I suppose yeah, but yeah, a big leg drop for Smalls.
Yeah, it was to me, it was a fun little match, and I kind of think this is what Power needed because of the other two matches. Obviously, we'll get to the No Limits match in a minute, and then you had the Crockett Cup finals. You had two kind of serious matches left. You kind of needed that little bit of difference and a little bit of a comedy slash match just to ease you into what was to come,
Yeah,
and this one certainly done it, but. It was, of course, Mr. Kill that got the victory on this one.
it was indeed.
And he
It
did make
was indeed.
Smalls kiss his boots.
No,
Oh no, he didn't, did he? Sorry. No.
that's the wrong way round.
No, it was Daisy
Oh,
kissing.
Adam, Adam, Adam.
Look, I've done two of these today. All right.
Ah, Smalls won the victory. Daisy Kill very begrudgingly kisses the
Kiss
boot of
that was
Smalls.
it, and that was it.
And
So
then low blows Smalls, an
that
absolute
was
beauty afterwards.
yes, my bad. He did. That you're absolutely right. He low blowed Smalls at the end of that match. Yes. I thought that Smalls had low blowed him to win it. You can tell I haven't got my notes written down.
No, because the Bulldog, with the
The
Bulldog,
Bulldog,
then he got a pin off the back of the Bulldog.
Yes, that was it. Apologies, everyone. I don't have my notes. And I don't take notes anymore because I watch it live if I can on a Saturday. So I'm literally I'm remembering in my head what had happened during that match. But you're right, Smalls won. He did kiss his feet, and then he got revenge on him at the end of the end of
At
that
least he
particular
still
match.
had the boot on. I've seen matches where the boot comes off and they kiss the foot. Blech. After a
Yeah,
wrestling match, no thank you.
no, 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 and with feet nowadays, that is an exclusive content thing, I believe.
Absolutely. People pay good money for that shit.
There you go. So that's probably a good. Well, then again, NWA could have maybe made have sold it or done it something in a way that they
You
could have
never know. You never
put
know.
that on there. But right, let's get serious now because this is where things totally change. Right, this is the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. This is a £10 of gold. This is no limits, falls count anywhere. Brian Idol and the Billy Silas Mason. Was this one of the best matches of the Lightning One era?
It's definitely up there. It's a potential contender. This match was everything I wanted it to be and more.
Yeah, they battled
Um,
everywhere, didn't they?
Also, just to point out, I wasn't aware that Billy was the 60th person to hold that championship belt.
Yeah, I didn't know that until they mentioned that on comms either, to be honest. One of the things I do like on comms, and I think this is what Tim does bring to commentary, because he's been a wrestler and he's been a champion, he brings such a, what's the word? I'm thinking the word and analytical aspect of when he's like going for covers and he's like, well, he didn't do this and he didn't do that, so he didn't put the pressure on him so he could kick out. And this is the momentum bit. He shouldn't be taunting someone. He shouldn't be doing this because he brings that experience. I really have missed that when he's been the Baron and he's been doing. I love as much as I love him in the ring. Don't get me wrong. But I remembered this from the commentary side of it, and I just love the fact that they've got an ex-wrestler on there. I know they've got the Pope on there as well, but he plays like a tweener, really,
Yeah.
commentary, a bit like what Dills does, just less with less made up words that Dills brings up, which are funny. But the Tim just brings that really analytical, really kind of like the wrestling experience background. And when he's talking on the comms about this is what they should have done, you're like, yeah, that makes so much sense. It really adds
Yeah.
that little bit extra to commentary that I like. But these guys, Jesus, they battled absolutely everywhere in this building, didn't they?
This whole no limits, no DQ, falls count anywhere. They went for it and they took that match round 40, round the
They
OC.
did. They did. They use a lot of They use quite a few weapons as well in this. And what I was going to say is, what I liked about this was there wasn't too many pinfalls in
No.
this. Because sometimes with these types of matches, they'll do like a big move and then they'll try and pin them and they'll try and pin them and you'll have like too quickly you'll get two, three, four, five near falls. This was more like I want to hurt you and I'll finish you when I want to finish you. That's what I had
Yeah.
from this match more than anything else. They battled everywhere, the tables, everything. God knows what else was used during this. I thought he was going to injure his shoulder again, Brian.
To be fair, Silas looked like he was going for it at one point.
Yeah, he did, and that's what I was thinking. Oh, was he going to try and re-injure? Because it makes sense, right? We'll talk about injuries and people coming
Well,
back.
even Tim pointed that out at one
Yeah,
point. He
well,
was like,
exactly.
"Oh, I think he's going for the other collarbone this time."
Yeah, to make sure to get the job done. I mean, this was
Even
so
sides
good.
out a little bit.
Yeah, exactly that. This was really, really good. I thought it was one of the best matches that I've seen. Granted, you've seen, pretty much the Lightning One era from pretty much day one. So I've missed out on some great matches. I know that, but this for me was up there.
For me, it was Brian's best match.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it's the best match I've ever seen Brian Idol in that I've seen since watching Power, without
Yeah.
shadow of a doubt.
My
But
only gripe with this, and I've griped about this so many times, was the friggin' advert breaks.
did I not message you on Saturday and go these bloody ads?
Yeah.
I did,
I'm
didn't
like,
I?
I understand why they have to do it. They're on TV now. I understand why, but holy shit balls. Like, is there not some way they can time them so that the match is full? Because it just, for me, it was such a good match, but to take the momentum away,
Yeah,
like, and it was like, I think was it twice, two or three ad breaks they had
two,
during this match?
at least two. There was at least two in there.
And they then, but the ad breaks were promos. A Kenzie promo.
Yeah,
Who else? There was a Kenzie promo. There was a David Crockett promo. There
Wasn't
was
there a
Hanks and
Carson?
Calamity promo.
Yeah, wasn't there Carson or Carson as well?
That
Or was
was
that after?
later. No, that was in the main event.
Ah, that was it. I knew it was somewhere.
But holy moly, I'm just like, just when it gets to the bit, you're like, come on, let's go. And then it's like, oh,
Yeah, they did. That
it's
wasn't.
so frustrating as a wrestling fan when you're really getting into something for it to break like that. I mean, like I said, I understand the reasons why, but it doesn't mean I have to like it.
No, exactly. It is a commercial reason as well, but it's the same bloody ads as well. I mean, I love LA Knight and Ric Flair, but I don't want to keep seeing them on the TV screen every
Yeah.
so often when I'm watching Power. But the massive talking point of this match kind of doesn't happen for Brian. It involves Thrillbilly, but it involves the other members of Southern Six. Well, more admittedly, so Kerry Morton,
Who obviously we'd failed to mention were out ringside with
Ricky as
Silas
well.
alongside Ricky as well.
Yeah, they were all out there. But there was a bit where both men were laying down in the ring. Kerry hits to kiss it goodbye on Brian Idol. And you're thinking, oh, well, he's just going to throw Billy. He's going to either throw Billy's going to get up and he's going to feed him to the wolves, or he'll lay Phil Billy across Brian Idol. No, he lays Brian Idol over Silas Mason.
Kerry, what have you done?
If you could write your own death warrant, Kerry James Morton has just done that this week on Power. And then why I was saying this title was called If Looks Could Kill, because when Thrillbilly kicks out and sits up and realise what
Scary Thrillbilly. Scary Silas. He had those crazy eyes that we've seen in the promos and stuff.
I can't wait for a promo that he's going to pull out of his pocket for
He's
that.
going to rip Kerry a new one.
Yeah, I do not envy Kerry Morton, and he made a quick retreat, shall we say?
Now we've spoke about this. There's
Mm,
been tension. It's been quite evident for the last few months that there's been issues, and we've
yeah.
always kind of said what's going to happen, what's going to happen. So while I'm like, Kerry, what are you playing at? Also not surprised.
Yeah, that was it. Because I mean, this kind of bit of dissension within the ranks has been going on for the best part of a year. If
Yeah,
you go way back to Jack Stane, we mentioned this week or two ago. We go back to the Jack Stane tournament. There was issues in the bar when they were
yeah,
talking, and I'm certain didn't Kerry not hit the kiss it goodbye on Silas and cost him the
a
match
match.
at the Jack
Yeah.
Stane? It was, wasn't it? So it goes
And
back a long time.
and the thing is, if you're going to do something like that to your friend, I'll put that in parentheses, you
Mm.
want to do it on the biggest stage.
We also want to
You
get the
want to
job
do it
done.
at a moment that's going to have the most impact.
And also to add to that, you want to get the job done though. Was it
Yeah, see, this is where he's failed, obviously, because he's not got the job done.
because all he done was piss Silas Mason off, and then he hits a fucking thrill ride and a half on Brian Idol.
I want to know what Ricky was saying to him though, as he was
Mm,
because he had a little more brief second of hesitation, and he's
yeah,
looking at Ricky, and I know Ricky, I can see Ricky talking to him, so I want to know what Ricky said to him. But shame on Ricky as well for encouraging that kind of behavior.
yes, definitely. So he is a real heel, though, isn't he, Ricky Morton? There's
But
no doubt.
but what next then? Does that mean that Kerry's maybe going to go for the belt, or
Well, there's more than one contender for the championship. We'll get into that in a minute. But at the end of this, like I said, a thrill ride from hell for Brian Idol. One, two, three. Show of respect at the end, though, between the two.
those boys both look pretty beat up. Like the
Yes.
welts and the handprints and
Mm,
the grazies on like Thrillbilly's thighs and things. Like at one point, Brian, when they were going up in the bleachers, Brian had the biggest handprint on his like shoulder, and I was like, holy shit, that must have hurt.
yeah, didn't Phil Billy have a leg? Was it his leg that was bleeding?
He had grazes on both his
Grazes,
legs,
wasn't
on
he?
both his thighs
Yeah,
on the outside, but then he did come down the stairs a couple of times. So
he did. He did indeed.
I think the only other thing I want to say about this match, and it's
Mhm.
not really actually wrestling related. Now,
Okay.
I don't know. We know that they film the shows and then they edit the
Yes.
shows and the matches are all jumbled up.
Yes.
I don't know where in the night this match was filmed, but I
Hmm.
was seriously disappointed with the size of the crowd. I feel like the crowd was empty.
Yeah, I feel as
And
if
the
this
cat,
was.
unfortunately for NWA, because it went outside the ring and into the crowd and up the bleachers and things like that, you really, really noticed it. And
Yeah.
that actually made me a little bit sad because I know there was a lot of people at that show, but I also know there was something ridiculous. There was like over 20 matches that night.
Yeah, I think this was probably, I
I
reckon
think it
this
must
was
have been fairly late on.
either late on or the end would make sense. I know that the
Yeah.
Crockett Cup finals and that was there as well, but I feel as if this match was filmed, may have been like the main event. So 20 matches in, tired crowd. They were still loud, but tired crowd.
I
Um,
think it was more than 20. I know, well, it was at least 20. There was a lot of stuff recorded that night
just
for
have to go
tape.
back through the episodes. We've got them, we'd be able to count them, right? Because they're all there.
But there'll be other stuff as well that's maybe not aired yet, and there was dark
Yeah.
matches and various other bits and pieces. So
Yeah. Lots of bits and yeah, you're right. And they, well, it
I
was a bit
think
disappointing.
TSW taped some matches there as well as part of
Oh,
the
really?
event because it
Oh,
was in
okay.
their home. So
Yes.
we had some of the T, I think Candice Harden was there refereeing a match. They had some of the TSW boys there wrestling as well. And I think
Mm.
that's for some of the TSW broadcast as well. So there was a lot of stuff there.
Yeah, lots going on. It was a, you're right. It was a bit disappointing to see that. And yeah, but the match itself was fantastic. And well, you saying what's next or who's next for Thrillbilly? And we mentioned Kerry Morton as a name that's potentially next.
I still
But
don't see him as the champion. I can't picture it.
no, I know you can't. However, there is one other person that we've got to throw into the mix now. We know that this isn't happening at hard times, though. We'll get to that in a minute. But the man in question, Carson Bartholomew Drake, has thrown his hat into the ring, so to
Now,
speak.
he did do a little promo in the middle of the next match about that,
Yes.
but he's basically like, Silas, your reign's on a timer.
Yeah.
And
And he,
he pretty much called Silas out and went, you can't beat me.
that was literally about to say that. He used the words, "You can't beat me," which, yes, is we know synonymous with Carson Bartholomew.
I hope Silas beats him to the pulp.
Well, we always say that he's got the most punchable face in
He
wrestling.
does. He really
Wouldn't it be
does.
great if Silas Mason gets a hold of that
I would
face?
actually be heartbroken if, oh, I can't even think about that. Oh,
Well, if Carson wins £10 a go.
yeah, and beat Silas. Like, no, that's not allowed to happen.
I feel as if whoever wins it, I'm still sticking to what I said at the start of the year, and it's going to be Colby Carino that does it at 78.
I would be okay with Colby holding that belt.
And we can have more on Colby in a minute, actually. Now, there was a promo. You mentioned Kenzie Page. Um,
Yeah, so Kenzie had the promo in the middle of that first match.
yes.
And I never saw the incident at the Burke, was it the Burke Invitational?
Yes. Kylie
Where
threw out.
Kylie threw her sister out the ring.
Yes.
But as much as Kenzie's pissed off about it, she was like, well, if I want the Burke home, if I can't have it, then the next best thing's for you. So she's kind of giving her sister a bye for this.
I don't think she has. That sounded very. Uh,
Thinly veiled threat.
I wasn't convinced about Kenzie Page and her sincerity about that.
No, I
I,
understand that.
I have a feeling when we get to 78, I think it's going to be the Page sisters against each other. And we spoke about this when it was pretty empowered and was going to have Ella in the mix as
Yeah.
well. But Kenzie and Kylie, I think maybe 70. Wouldn't it be good? Kenzie and Kylie and Tommy as the ref.
I'm going to go and say a prayer at bedtime tonight.
There you go. And Tommy, you'll probably be watching this, so I would apologise, but I'm not going to because I want to see that match. And if you happen to be the referee for it, then so be it. But yeah, and Mark Over also cut a little promo about Tiffany Nieves obviously becoming the women's champion.
Haven't seen that match, and unfortunately, Comet only showed the latest episode.
Right. So to give you, and this is Tiffany's watching, she's going to go over, she's going to go crazy. Tiffany Nevers didn't actually win that match. Greta basically won that match for her. So remember what we was talking about, and I said to you that Greta would win it and Tiffany would take it off her, or they'll do something, right? It nearly was that. So Markova
Nearly, or
defeat.
it was.
I'm going to tell you right now, and you'll have your opinion on it. Right. Great. So Markova wins. because obviously Tiffany won that gauntlet, right, to get her shot.
Mhm.
So Greta eliminated herself, which is kind of what we were going on about when I said potentially Tiffany will force her to. So Tiffany wins. Markova defeats Serena Vale,
Mhm.
but now Tiffany then pretends to come out to cash it in. Greta comes in and choke slams Markova and basically leaves her laying. So Markova's done. Tiffany then cashes it in, puts her foot on her chest and covers her 1, 2, 3.
That's how she won the belt.
That's how she won the Burke. That is how she wins the Burke.
I did not know that.
There you go. So Greta
Oh,
effectively,
put the old episodes on Comet so I can see them, damn it.
so effectively, Greta was the win, had the basically won the match for her.
Right, I'm not being funny, okay? But see if that was me. I don't know how proud I would be of going, I'm the women's world champion if that's how I won it.
No, I don't think Tiffany Neves cares, I
I don't think
suppose.
she gives a flying, to be honest with you, but
I
I'm
get
just
your
like,
point.
no, like, why? How would anyone take you seriously? Like, I love Tiffany and she's great, but how would anyone take you seriously if that's how you won your championship?
Agreed. It was a
You've
very weak.
proved nothing. Absolutely nothing.
No, she hasn't really. But yes, that is how she won the championship. That is how she
I'm
won.
shook. Like, I'm not even going to pretend I'm not. Like, I had no idea. That's what I get for going on holiday and not watching.
Just totally subject change of this because it just comes to my head. Do you know what one of my friends said listening to your NWA podcast with Fiona? Have you ever seen At Home with the Buckleys podcast? Do you know who the
Uh-huh.
Buckleys are? What
Yeah,
you
because his wife's Scottish, isn't she?
Yeah, yeah. So it's like listening to At Home with the Buckleys because obviously my London Essex accent, your Scottish
That's
accent.
quite funny.
Is
I'll
that,
take that as a compliment.
I did, yeah, I did, and I thought it was hilarious. I don't even know what, yeah, that was just totally subject change from Tiffany Neves and how she won the Burke. But yes, that was what I got told.
That's
I thought it
funny.
was great. I thought it was great. It was brilliant. Anyway, let's move on. Main event on NWA was, of course, the Crockett Cup final. The 16th seed Titans of Calamity is what seed? Sixth seed went the country gentlemen, if I'm right.
Exceed, yep.
Sixth seed. You know, there is a scary bump in this, and I know you kind of seen it, but it's one of
Yeah.
those really. AJ Kazan takes a back body drop, and we're probably millimeters away from disaster in this. And I'm sure it was the he was in the ring with Eddie Abe, whatever his name is.
Yeah,
The
I
Iabi.
be.
Yeah, sorry,
I'm
the
sorry
name's
for
not
not
good.
pronouncing your name right
I've
for
only
you're a big man and you're scary.
yeah, I've only just starting getting the AEW ones right, and I watch that every week. So, it's taken me 6 years. So, he took a really scary bump in this. I did like what I liked again, and go back to Tim on commentary on this because he was at one point he was like, "Well, we haven't seen the Casey strut yet or the Casey shuffle yet, and that's a good thing because he shouldn't be, he should be focusing on the game." And then he does it and he
Yeah.
misses it. And Tim was like, "Well, that's the whole point that he's just made is this is a finals of the, Tim knows the seriousness and the prestige of the Crockett Cup, and there's things that you should do and you shouldn't do." And he
Yeah.
was actually
It's not really a
praising
time for
Casey.
showboating and
Yeah, he was praising Casey at one point, and then he tries to hit the shuffle, misses like a dumb fuck, and then obviously that led to the tag, which led really to the end of this, which.
this was a really hard hitting match though.
Oh, it was four big guys, and they swinging for the fences in this, without a doubt. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was going to get anywhere near Idols and Silas's from that match. I just thought was tremendous. This was great. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, this was hard hitting. What you would want from a final in many ways. I'm just the Titans of Calamity won this. My concern, and we were speaking about this just before we come on, and I agree. You need an NWA team to win the Crockett Cup.
I would have liked an NWA team to win it. No, and that is no disrespect to
No,
Talent and Miyabi because they are phenomenal.
they are. They are.
But how often are they going to be around? Are they going to be around again? Like, I just feel like if the country gentleman had won, there could have been so much stuff to look forward to, storylines, promos, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I
But
feel, yeah, I don't know. I'm
when we're
pleased for them. Like they are a formidable tag team, and to come from 16th seed
oh
to win
yeah.
and plow through that whole division and all
Mm.
those teams is phenomenal. But yeah, NWA's my baby. It's always been my baby. I would have loved to have seen a homegrown team who've come through the ranks win it rather than outsiders.
Yeah.
And I don't mean it disrespectfully at all.
No, no.
Like, Carlos has been on the show.
Yeah,
Um,
he's a great guy.
Carlos comments on tweets and stuff, and he knows we love him and he's super talented. But I just feel like that the people that probably should have won, unfortunately, didn't win.
Who would you have chosen out of that field?
Out of that whole field,
Hmm.
it's no secret that I like Odinson and Kratos.
Yeah, the
It
Immortals
would have been
too.
pretty cool to see them win it again for the second time.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think the slime balls are quite ready yet,
That was my choice.
but next Crockett Cup's only a year away.
It is.
A year's not a long time in wrestling, really, when you think about it.
I'm gonna
I
try and
can
get out
see
of there.
them doing quite well next year.
Yeah.
Um, who else? Tom and El Dragon Knee High haven't gelled enough for me to go, yeah, they'll
Yeah.
be good. They're not quite there for me.
Hmm. No, not yet.
Who else?
Well, we had Trevor and Tyler, which didn't last, nor did Chad.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Pope
Trevor's
and Mims.
retired now anyway.
Yeah. Pope and Mims.
Not sure how long that's going to last either.
We had
No.
Smooth and who was Hayden, wasn't it? Was Smooth? Was it Hayden?
Smooth Hayden Backlund, that's an interesting combination.
Wrestling
Again,
Machines.
I feel like a lot of the teams this year were just thrown together
Yeah.
and not
Yeah.
tag teams that are established, like the Country Gentlemen or like the Colognes, for example. A
Mm.
lot of the teams weren't established teams.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
I
true.
don't know how long Talos and Ayabe obviously have been together for some amount of time. They are the All
Yeah.
Japan Tag Team Champions, which is incredible. What an absolute
Fantastic.
amazing feat to hold those
Yeah.
belts and now the Crockett Cup. So they've obviously worked together for some length of time. They've obviously
Yeah.
got that chemistry. So I can see why a win against the Country Gentleman isn't something that made me go, "Oh my God, how did that happen?" Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's perfectly logical and perfectly makes sense. I I don't like to see that CG win would have been pretty cool, I think, out of the
Never
two
about
of
the
those
last of it.
teams. But on that note, has your opinion of the Country Gentlemen changed after
No.
that match?
No.
You still don't like them.
No.
Get them, AJ.
I would have had the Wrestling Machines win it. That's who I
Oh
would have
shit, I
gone.
forgot about them as well.
I think that Gallows and Anderson are outsiders as well, as much as I love Gallows and Anderson. They're not
I'd
official
quite like to
NWA.
see more of them in the NWA though. I think you've got more chance of seeing Gallows and Andrews start again. Do you know, my tongue's just, you've got more chance of seeing them again than you have got at seeing Talos and Ayabi, I think.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that. I do agree with that for sure. But that was
I
it.
wonder if they're going to take the cup to Japan or whether the cup has to stay at the NWA.
Well, they
It's
could
a
do something.
bloody big trophy.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
not one that you can just sit on your mantelpiece above your fireplace.
No, it isn't. They could do because again, the exposure factors there, isn't it? If they do something in Japan as the NWA Crockett Cup winners,
That's the plus side of an outside team winning.
yes,
100%. It's
yeah,
more eyes. It's a whole new audience. It's a whole new bunch of All Japan pro wrestling fans
yeah,
who maybe didn't even realize the NWA still existed. And now they can go, oh, look, our tag team champs have just won this cup. What is it? Google. Oh, right. Okay, let's go and watch.
yeah,
That's great. They might like what they see and come back, or they might go and watch previous episodes or YouTube or whatever. And
yeah.
that is fabulous.
Mm.
but I still wish a homegrown team had won it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'm very much in agreement of that. I really do think that that should have been the case, but they didn't. The Titans at Calamity have won it, and the Crockett Cup 2026 has come to a close. I am actually thinking about next year, perhaps going out there for the cup. I'm debating it next year.
You would love it.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. But we move off of the NWA Crockett Cup to hard times. Now there is a taping that we're going to be seeing, so we've probably got 3 or 4 weeks yet. But next weekend, they tape Hard Times 6 from Center Stage in Atlanta, GA. It's another iconic building that is, isn't it? Center
Yeah.
Stage. WCW, I think, when they were the NWA, I think they were taping there in the past. Right.
They've been there a couple of times.
Yeah, they have center stage. They were at center stage a few times. Yes. Right. I'm going to read off some of the matches that have been announced. We'll have a quick chat about these. So the presidency of the United States Tag Team Champions, the Slime Balls,
I
will
love
be.
that they've renamed them.
I think it's great. They will be defending against the Hard Way in
Interesting.
interesting at hard times. So it's going to be an interesting one. Tiffany Nieves will make, well, we don't know if this is her first defense because we don't know if she defends it on the tapings before, but
Hmm.
she will be defending the NWA World Women's Championship in a rematch against Natalia Markova. Well, not even a rematch against Markova. She's facing Markova. Markova gets
It'd
her
be really
2
funny
billion.
if Markova won it back.
Oh, I don't know. I think I mean, Jesus, she's not. I mean, how many matches did she have to win this one?
Yeah, true. Fair point.
Gone through quite a bit. So yeah, Neves will defend that. The Women's Television Championship will be defended as well. Giselle Shaw will
I
defend that
forgot
title
she had
against.
that.
Yeah, she obviously beat Tiffany Neves at the start of the Crockett Cup.
Yeah.
Right. She takes on the newcomer that's signed with the NWA, Livia, who's had this is like her third title match.
Also just been signed, I believe.
Yep. Just been signed, about 19 years old, Livia. What a great match for her to come in as well. I
Yeah,
mean, look at the
absolutely.
matches that she's had already. Markova, Tiffany Nieves, and now Giselle Shaw. I mean, that's three names there.
That's a good start.
Very promising start. The Pope will be in action against Carnage at the hard times.
Okay,
That'll
that'll
be
be an interesting one.
interesting indeed. Pretty Boy Smooth will be in action against Carson Drake.
I hope he's better. He got mangled at the weekend.
He did, yeah. I've seen the pictures. Jeez.
That looked rough.
He got indeed, he did get a bit beaten up in that one. Other names to appear. Mims will be there. Obviously, the Page sisters. God knows what's going to happen with those two. Jack and Eddie will be there. Serena Vale, Latimer, of course, will be there. And of course, there is one other match now that we're going to get to. I've saved this till last for a reason. It is obviously Colby Corino's long-awaited return to action in the NWA. His opponent, somebody who this coming Friday will be making his debut on the Hitting the Turnbuckle podcast as well, which is someone I've not heard of before, I'll be honest, Axton Ray. But
Yeah.
it's gonna be good. And Colby back in the ring.
I'm excited to see him wrestle again.
I mean, I know it's gonna be August. No, probably June. No, they're taping it in June, right? So it'll probably be July if you get the 4 or 5 weeks powers out of the way.
Yeah, because they're taping in June and then 78's in July.
Yeah, so this will probably be on while 78's on, or at least coming to an end when they tape 78. So they'll have another power, as you say, another power taping in
Yeah.
between that. But I am so looking forward to Colby Corino getting in the ring. I'm looking forward to having the chat with Axton as well on Friday to see what he's all about, and maybe he'll have a little bit of a maybe something to say about Colby Corino. Who knows? But that is hard times. That's what's been confirmed for hard times. Nothing
There'll be
about
plenty
the.
more. Plenty, plenty more where that came from.
The interesting thing right now is that they haven't announced any world championship match yet, which begs the question, is Silas still the heavyweight champion?
Mm.
I'm not saying he isn't. I'm not saying he is either. That's because we don't know,
Yeah.
right? We
Don't.
absolutely don't know. But that was yeah, Crockett Cup was another interesting one this year. Looking forward to it next year.
I
Um,
missed so much of it this year.
Yes, but you was at Crossfire and you were doing,
I know, but then even other stuff the weeks before, yeah, I feel like I've missed lots of it. Makes me sad.
you'll be fine. That's you yeah, well, yeah, you missed a bit of it. You was away, then obviously we had the issue with Roku and but now the good news is Comet is good.
Comet is good. Comet seems to be working fine. Just please put the previous episodes up. Make me
Yeah,
happy.
that'd be nice. That'd be nice to have to people to watch like yourself that has missed a couple of episodes to be able to go back and see them and not have to, But it is good that we can watch this without a problem at the minute. It's really, really
Indeed.
good. But Fee,
Indeed.
look, what else is on your? I mean, look, there's another ending tale of Inside the Rope shows coming up, but what else have you got on your agenda?
Um, this weekend, the PBW Express rolled into Campbelltown on Friday night. That is
Nice.
always a fun show. Campbelltown on the map is that far apart. It's like an
Oh,
inch on the map,
yeah.
but it's a 3.5 hour drive, and you have to go from here all the way up here to come all the way back down again because it's on the peninsula. Beautiful, beautiful drive. I am driving with Mr. Wilson, Mr. David Wilson, a top wrestling photographer extraordinaire up here. So he is riding with me when I finish work
Nice,
on Friday. So we've got
nice.
that. Really looking forward to that. Tag team championships on the line. PBW World Championship. It is officially a world championship now because it has been defended in so many places around the world, including Peru and Thailand.
Wow,
So it is officially a world championship. So that's been defended. And then on Saturday night, Pro Wrestling Scotland returns to Moodiesburn to the Knights of St Columba Club. That is always an absolute riot there. Like an absolute riot. Um, it's it's a night full of, I was about to say feral children, wild children, lively children. Let's call them lively. Let's not call them feral. Lively children, and their parents who like a good scoop. So it's always a fun time. I'm looking forward to that. It's always at this time of year a sweatbox as well. So um,
beautiful.
yeah, it should be fun. So that's that. That's this weekend. Following weekend. I've got the gala, it's gala
Yeah,
season, so there's going to be lots of outdoor shows coming up, which means cowboy hats, cowboy boots, and denim shorts
right
for the
up your
night
street.
few shows. Um, and yeah, there's loads coming up with the National Wrestling League.
That's a brilliant
Do
name.
check them out on social media. There's tons coming up. Neil Ruddock's involved. Neil Ruddock is now involved. Like this whole wrestling, football, or soccer crossover is phenomenal. I am so excited. And obviously, inside the ropes, we've got Kurt Angle, we've got DDP, we've got Jack Swagger. What else have we got?
Billy Gunn.
What's that?
Billy Gunn.
Oh, Billy Gunn as well. I keep forgetting about Billy. I'm sorry.
You're
Um,
missing the one that I'm going to.
I know. It's been a long day. Sunstroke. Um, but yeah, loads coming up with Inside the Ropes. Please do go and check out the Inside the Ropes social media pages for all your
Yes.
information, but also go and check out the National Wrestling League. Is it National Wrestling League? National League of Wrestling? That's terrible. I'm so confused. I always mix it up, but there's so
National
much
Wrestling
exciting
League.
stuff. What's that?
National Wrestling League.
National Wrestling League. Honestly, there's so much fun stuff coming up with that. And obviously, some of the guys behind Inside the Ropes are involved with that. Kenny, for example, is going to be the manager of the Glasgow team, of the Glasgow Hitmen.
He got
Um,
called out, didn't he, by D'Lo
he
Brown?
did. Oh, D'Lo Brown has done me something that's made me laugh so much. D'Lo Brown has called Kenny out, and it looks like it's potentially a tag team match with Kenny teaming up with Guido against D'Lo Brown and Wesley and Seth. This
Oh,
could be very interesting.
my goodness gracious me. This is going to be
I'm
one
very
hell of
excited to see Kenny in a wrestling ring and a pair of trunks and boots.
that
And
is
I
going to
don't mean that in any actual way, but for so long I have worked with that man, and this will be friggin' hilarious.
I am. Well, I'd like to see that. But tickets are available from £5, I believe, as well. So what a great value you're going to get for that. And if you can get to any of those Inside the Rope shows, I suggest that you do. We're definitely going to be at Billy Gunn. That is bought, purchased. I'm going to be there for that one. I don't know. We're thinking about Kurt Angle as well because I've just one a guy I haven't met. that I want to meet. And look, DDP as well. I mean, I'd love to, he's another one that I'd like to meet. So we're going to have a look, but we're definitely there for Mr. Arse. We're going to be scissoring Daddy Arse, not figuratively or
Sounds
literally.
so wrong,
It
man. So
sounds so
wrong.
sounds so wrong. I mean, that guy's in tremendous fucking shape for 60 odd years old. Billy Gunn. Christ, I'd love to know what
That's
cornflakes
quite
he
kicking and
eats.
really, isn't it?
It really, really is. But coming up on here tomorrow, you'll be able to see the next TNA exclusive with the former WWE superstar, now TNA Knockout. She was formerly known as Cora Jade, but it's going to be Elena Black that you'll be seeing tomorrow with. And she has
Ooh.
given out a warning to the entire Knockouts division on that show. So look forward to that tomorrow. And a big announcement coming up about a partnership that we are very excited about. We're not going to be able to do any more than that at this moment in time because we're not allowed, pretty much. That's the reason. There's other stuff that you can go and check out our playlists below that have got Deanna Perrazzo on there, Victoria Crawford from TNA. We've got Billy Starks from AEW on there as well. We're going to have some more NWA names. Obviously, Axton Ray is going to be one of them on Friday. We're having a little chat with a couple of others, trying to work a few bits out with the time difference. But we could be having one of the NWA's tag teams coming on, one half of a tag team of the NWA coming on anyway, which we would announce when we can. But Fee, it's been wonderful as ever doing NWA with
Nice. I
you.
feel like it's been a while.
It's a week. Well, let's maybe a bit
Did we
over
do
a week.
the review last week?
Yeah,
I didn't do the review with you last week.
you sure?
I did an interview with you last week, but I didn't do the review.
That's right. And that interview comes out next week as well, funnily enough, with someone from Texoma Pro Wrestling, Davian, wasn't it? That's his name,
Heavy
isn't it?
on Black,
Davian
yeah.
Black.
Next door, my pro graduate.
Yes, that comes out next week. So keep an eye on that. But Fee, look, we know we can watch it now. So are we going to
Yay!
do are we going to do this again next week?
I think we should.
So keep it locked on here. HTT Bucko everywhere. But from Fiona Lochran, I've been your host, Adam Cousins, and you have been watching the NWA Power Review on the Hit the Turnbuckle Podcast. And until next time, everybody, buckle down, stay safe. Enjoy the sun if you're in the UK. Goodbye.